Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Coffee with Jenni and Dre. This is episode 47, right?
Right. What up?
What's going on? I'm Dre. That's my beautiful co-host, Jenni. What's going on?
Man, chilling.
How you feeling?
Good.
All right. Starting this. You've been starting this 2025 off with a bang. You've been hitting that gym 3 or 4 times a week.
Yes.
Orange Theory on them boys.
Whoop.
I see you doing your thing.
I want to talk about this anyways. We did a 2,000 meter row today.
Whoa.
I would have not gone if I knew that was happening. On top of the tread, on top of the weights, and then doing that.
We got our new voicemail thing going. We got this thing going, and we got a few that we're going to tackle later on in the episode, man. This is awesome, right? How you feeling?
This is a new thing that we're trying where you do your espresso.
Oh, yeah.
And then top it with, so I get, this is a plug for Fairlife. Fairlife, 30 grams of protein.
Mm-hmm.
They also have like a core power one that has like 42 or 46 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So get a double shot over ice and pour your protein drink over it. Since we're sticking to working out and trying to do better.
Who is we? I've been doing this. Okay.
Me.
Yeah.
Me. And then with the realization that the older you get, you have to continue to eat an obscene amount of protein.
But don't worry, folks.
In every meal.
This will never be a part of our bags that we give away. I mean, our coffee beans, we're not giving no protein
idea.
away.
Anyone out there that's trying to get more protein in, women, we always need more protein.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get more protein in, do the espresso, do a double shot of espresso or a single shot or a quad shot, whatever you feel.
Quad shot.
And then pour over your protein.
Yeah.
Shake. It's like a shake.
For sure.
It's chocolate flavored.
It is good. It is good. Hey, so, this pod, we're going to be talking about a little bit about connection. We had one of our viewers want to talk about, when you feel disconnected from your partner, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So we're going to tackle a little bit of that. You got a little fun game in store for us that we're going to play, that I'm going to play. We're going to do some reflection on like 2024 marriage, like things you learned, things you know what I'm saying, that you wish you would have done differently, things like that, man. Then we're going to tackle those voice messages, and we're going to end with a little bit of faith and intentional stuff, man. Just we're going to end it with some good positive vibes and things like that. But let's start everybody off with the story about Naomi. Let's start everybody off with that one, the candy story. I love it. Tell me about it.
So yesterday I was getting her ready to go to school.
Our 3-year-old.
She's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed she was in the bed with the covers over her head, in our bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? Because I couldn't tell if she was even in the bed or not. And I was like, what are you doing? And she kind of like giggled and didn't really answer me. I'm like, whatever. So it's time to leave. I'm like, Naomi, come on, let's go. And she's insistent on bringing her blanket. And I'm like, okay, bring your blanket, whatever, not concerned. And she's in front of me a little bit. And then I have to help her like get down the stairs outside. And I'm like, that's weird. I saw 2 like candies on the steps.
My twin.
I was like, how the heck, when did those get there? Because I had been letting the dog out. So I know those candies weren't there, but I like, whatever, we're doing too much. Here we go. Get in the car. She's adamant on carrying her blanket. And I'm like, whatever, just get in the car, get the blanket. We get all the way to school. And she always has to tell on herself, she always has to tell on herself. And she like starts like cheesing and grinning, and she's like, basically tells me I have candy in my blanket. And I was like, what do you mean you have candy in your blanket? So I pick her blanket up and all these like candies fall out, and she just busts out laughing. And she was trying to sneak her candies into school. So of course I had to put her candies in the cup holder and let her, I was like, put one in your mouth right now, because they're not going to let you, go. And so she just thought it was the funniest thing. She just kept laughing. And I was like, this kid. Then I go home and I realize the place of where she was getting it all together and in her blanket was in our bed, because there was sugar
everywhere,
all over our sheets. So I was like, that's why she was under the covers.
Yeah, she is crazy.
Sneaking candy.
And it's my candy too, because I keep candy on the side of my bed.
Yeah.
So it's my candy.
Which is so ridiculous, which is part of the game we're playing later.
All right.
Maybe we should play it now.
Nah, we'll jump into it after this segment. So the first segment, man, we're going to talk about is losing connection in a marriage and relationship. So we
Wah,
want to.
wah.
You don't want to talk about losing. What do you
Yeah,
mean? We
no.
had a viewer talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, let's discuss, man. Let's discuss like losing connection in a marriage and how do you regain that connection back? How do you
Yeah.
regain um that connection back in a relationship as well?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think, like, I guess first off, what I would start with is I feel like if you've been in a relationship long enough, at some point, every couple, in my opinion, will lose some type of there will be some type of disconnect uh,
Uh-huh.
in every situation.
For sure.
So it's about in my are we just going to talk about like how we
No,
what
you
we
just
do or
no,
like
you're yeah.
so you know it's going to happen. The lust feeling goes away, the real life feelings come in, you get disconnected. I really like this thing that I saw just like yesterday. I would have to go back and read it to actually really like reference it, but it was basically saying like the times that your relationship grows the strongest is not in the times that you're most like not in the perfect moments.
Mhm,
It's when you are disconnected and then you put in the work to reconnect.
mhm.
In that work phase where
Yeah.
it's hard, that is where couples grow. And I feel like we can attest to that because like there has been like multiple times where we've been disconnected and
Mhm,
we're like, okay, I think part of it is communication, recognizing what is happening, and then be able to work through it. So I think with us knowing like we're here no matter what,
mhm.
like we're gonna have to figure this out. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Knowing that and trusting in that is a big thing, and then the work side of it, I can't really pinpoint what any couple would have to do as far as, like, what that work looks like for y'all.
Mhm.
I think every couple would probably be a little bit different, but communication is huge.
Yeah.
Talking, if you need to talk about something, talk about it, but in an open space, not in a defensive place. So I think some of that has to be emotional maturity.
Yeah.
Like you have to be in a space where you feel comfortable talking to me and I feel comfortable talking to you.
Mhm.
Um, I know that me and you have even had conversations that
You gotta have the right tone.
tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have the right tone.
Yeah.
Tone is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tone King says have the right
Have
tone.
the right tone. So, to piggyback on this, I think that, men and women are totally different when the disconnection is is felt. I felt like in our
Mhm.
relationship when I feel the most disconnected is when we're not having sex, of course. You know, because I think men do operate like that.
Oh
Most
yeah.
men operate like that, and women operate when they feel like they haven't been seen or they haven't been heard or
Emotional
their
needs,
emotionally needs are not
Yeah.
being met.
Yeah.
And men operate on the fact that, oh, I feel disconnected when like me and my wife or me and the person I'm in a relationship aren't having sex or aren't
I s
having that
I did
physical bond.
Yeah, I
And
saw that
so,
men tend to stray for comfort and sex, but
yeah,
sex is comfort to a man
for sure.
in most
So,
senses, kinda same thing.
I think that sometimes it starts right there.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it can stem from like communication, but I think in the main core of it all, it starts right there with the disconnection, how men feel, and the disconnection, how women feel. Emotional, they want to
They
feel
say
seen, they want to feel
unseen,
heard, they
yeah.
want all those things, and men want to have that physical touch, the intimacy part of it all. And then when both of those are lost in the relationship, then the disconnect.
Well, see,
Um,
they go hand in hand
yeah,
too. So, like, when a woman doesn't have her emotional needs met,
hmm
the last thing she wants to do is go lay in bed with you.
yeah,
So, like, it's like this tug of war of like, you're mad and she's mad. She wants your attention, you want her
yeah,
attention, but y'all are so disconnected. You can't just have a open, honest communication and then try to reconnect. But instead, you become extremely distant and you pull apart from one
for
another.
sure. And so, um, I think that, my advice that I would give when you have that disconnection is basically, man, like go on a date night, a well thought of date night. Like it ain't just, oh, let's just go out to eat and then let's go home and have, you know what I'm saying, sex so I can get mine off and you can get your connection off as far as
Mhm.
like emotional feeling. I can go get mine off as far as sexual feeling. Make a well thought out date for your significant other. Um, y'all go sit down somewhere, have a good dinner, talk over dinner, come up with some talking points, open up about some things, share some
Yeah.
things, and then that'll give her the emotional stability she needs to feel. That'll give her her being seen, her being heard, and then then maybe when you get home, y'all have intimacy, so your needs could be met.
And at dinner, try not to do like serious, like
Yeah, yeah.
because I think that's part of everything is so serious all the time when
Mhm.
you've been in a relationship for so long, or you have kids and then you have work. Like you can Google like conversations to have, and so many things can pop up and
Yeah,
questions and answers and make it a game or whatever.
for sure.
But something like lighthearted where you actually reconnect and laugh.
Mhm.
Laughing is such a big deal, in my opinion. It can make everything so much better. So if y'all are super disconnected, going to dinner might even feel awkward. So
Mm.
like trying to keep it lighthearted and then trying to just take your like don't be so offended all the time. I think people are just constantly offended by so many things.
Yeah.
But have a lighthearted, fun conversation. And then after y'all reconnect in the bedroom, maybe then have deeper conversations, right? So I feel
I don't
like
know.
deeper
You tell me.
conversations are easier if your connection is better.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
bad advice?
No,
But
that's
I feel
no, for sure. I understand what you're
like
saying.
sometimes you need to like have that date, have that fun, have the fun in the bedroom, then have a deeper conversation where now y'all are both like mentally clear or
For sure.
clearer,
Um,
less emotional. I don't know.
Tell me this then. When is the last time that you felt disconnected from us? That you felt disconnected from me?
I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, what are you talking about? You don't know. You have to have a time. When was the last time you felt like
I feel like we
disconnected?
go like I mean like
I
there's
know, but that's not the question I asked. I really asked specific questions. When is the last time you felt disconnected?
uh a month ago.
A month ago.
Yeah.
Okay. What did we do to fix the disconnect? What did I do? What did you say? Because I don't remember, obviously. Because I'm thinking, like, what are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
because it's not like this type, but it wasn't like sometimes maybe I don't realize. Sometimes I start to notice the change in your behavior
Uh huh.
first,
Yeah.
and so then I'm like, maybe that's where I'm like, okay, we're disconnected in a sense. So what I'm working on when that happens
Yeah.
is self control. So like not just snapping back at you because like that doesn't get us anywhere. So like
Hmm.
when I see like you, I know how you immediately start acting or treating or talking. It's different than when we're like on the same page all the time.
Yeah.
Um and so I can feel you pulling away. So maybe it's I noticed the disconnect first because of your actions. Like
Hmm.
I can see that like maybe we're like on each other's nerves, right? But like
Hmm.
I don't think too much about it where maybe I should. Where when we got on each other's nerves.
Hmm.
And then I need so like listening, if you'll ever that's the hard part is men, y'all don't like to like open up about what's happening or what you need. And so if I can ever get you to that point, which I have, which you do open up and then talk about it and listening and make sure I'm hearing what you're saying
Yeah.
instead of just trying to talk over you.
Mm.
So what was the question?
When was the last time you felt disconnected?
Okay, like a
But you
month.
said a month ago.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but then you asked me something after that. But what do we do? I think we recognize it
Hmm.
first. We recognize it and not always right when it's recognized does that mean we're going to fix it right then. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we're still on each other's nerves and we're like, "Bleh." So like the date nights we make sure and do like every Thursday we're going to go on a date night
Hmm.
almost every Thursday where we eat dinner. And I feel like we can do some checking in then. I feel like checking in more.
Okay.
Maybe that's we don't do it that often,
Hmm.
but maybe we should. Like, where are you today? Like, I saw another couple of, they like literally walk through what, I don't know how I feel about this because you're always going to tell me I could have done something better, but they literally lay down and like, what could I have done better for you today?
I'm not doing all that. I
And
think
you,
that's just a lot.
no,
Yeah.
but it could help some people.
For sure.
I don't know that it's good for us,
Yeah.
but like, but then again, but why not?
I
If we're
just don't
not
want to
going to
do
be
that part.
offended
Yeah.
and we're going to like really hear our partner, like, what could I have done better for you today?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be every day or maybe this week.
Hmm.
Was there one thing that I could have done better for you this week? Could I have
Yeah.
shown up more for you this week? And listen and hear what that person has to say. Even if you think it's ridiculous, obviously your spouse or partner thought it was something enough to, bring up.
For sure.
So there's a million things. This segment is too short to really discuss like all the things, but communication, listening, making time for each other, going on the dates, and keeping it lighthearted sometimes, I think, in my opinion, can help with the disconnect.
Makes sense. Definitely. You gave some good pro tips of it. Like
I've been married for a while.
Yeah, like you've been doing this thing. Okay. So yeah, let's get on your little Cadney segment real quick. Just get that out the way real quick.
You're not going to give any advice?
I gave my advice. Yeah, I'm the one that said sex, date night, talk about it.
Men
that
are
was a
so
good
great.
thing.
So I gave that whole,
Yeah.
and yours was sex and dates.
We're pretty simple.
Men say y'all are simple.
Yeah,
y'all are
super
more
simple.
complicated than that. But yes, we're definitely.
Y'all got too much emotional going on. When it's disconnect, feed me, give me some sex, and I'm all good.
Tickle your balls.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay, let's go to Candy.
Hey, tell me this for you listeners out there. She didn't know.
Dude, what are you about to do?
She didn't know. Tell me this for all my listeners out there. Do y'all know what the gooch is?
Okay, stop.
I need to know this. Matter of fact, this needs to be on the teaser. Do you know what the gooch is? I need to know, do any of you women out there know when a man says the gooch? Do y'all know what that is?
There's a different word for it.
Well, you didn't know what the gooch was.
Because there's a different word for it.
Because it's an urban dictionary language of black folks. We call it the gooch.
Okay. Well, white folks call it the taint.
That's what the dictionary calls it. You never heard a white person even call it that.
Yes, the taint. Yes, I know.
Explain to people where the gooch is at.
Absolutely not.
Where's the gooch?
I'm not doing that.
You're not going to...
I don't have a gooch. Well,
you're not going to explain to people where the gooch is? You did the research. I already know what the gooch is. What's the gooch?
It's under the balls.
From where to where? I mean, it's the gooch.
It's a highly sensitive area.
Spell the gooch. Spell gooch.
Gooch.
If you know it, here, look it up. It's in the urban part. But if you're looking for the dictionary part, it's called the what?
I am done.
What is it called when you're looking at it under your people part?
Please,
It's called the what? The taint?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I need to know if most women, if a dude says, hey, oh
my God,
rub the gooch, do you know where that's at?
Rub it. Oh, let's move on to the candy.
Moving on to the candy. Okay, go do your bit.
The reason we're doing this segment is
this is her segment, by the way.
Yes. Okay. It's a new year, new me, right?
Which, whoa. We don't use
we don't say that, but here it is. So I am passionate about what is in our food. And Andre always gets mad because I buy I don't like this cereal and I don't like this. I don't buy stuff with dyes in it. I don't buy stuff with a ton of ingredients, or I try not to say that it never happens, but I try not to. And so I have a couple candy brands here for all you like candy freaks out there that I think are very similar than the crap that you buy at the grocery stores and in the convenience stores and the Snicker bars there's so much crap in them. There's so much crap in them and there's so much dye in them. So
pause real quick. I got to do one quick thing. We listen and we don't judge. I got to get something off my chest. We listen and we don't judge.
I didn't say it though.
Okay. I need you to say you don't judge.
We have to say the whole thing.
Yeah. We listen and we don't judge. I sometimes don't have to go to work at night and I go just because I want to eat bad food.
Where do you eat?
Like,
what do you eat?
Hot Cheetos, Snickers, soda pop.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then I come home and I'm happy. All right, go back to get to the candy.
Go on a date with yourself.
Just go to your segment now.
God.
We listen and we don't judge.
The first taste test we're gonna do is with
Do I supposed to close my eyes?
No, because we're actually gonna judge the brands.
Okay.
So I have. Okay, we have 3 different types, but one is a Trader. There are 2 Trader Joe's brand, one peanuts, one no peanuts, and then we have the Unreal brand.
Who?
The thing that I love about Trader Joe's, there's no dye. Yeah, the ingredients aren't fantastic. The ingredients in Unreal candies, great.
Oh,
Like there's not a lot of fluff. There's not a lot of like weird stuff in it. It's very normal things that you
whoop.
can read. But Trader Joe's does not have any dyes. So everything is colored with natural fruits and vegetables.
I want some Cheeto Puffs right now.
Okay, we're gonna. Is this okay if I
Microphone.
talk like this?
Pull it forward there.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start with. You want peanut or regular first?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Try
I
that
need
one.
you to do
That's
it.
the regular M&Ms. Now, those are milk chocolate.
Well, we don't have one that's the bad brand. I want just like the real
No,
M&M.
no,
Then what are we doing?
no. Okay, how do you feel about those? Rate them.
Am I comparing them to the bad brand?
Just overall, do you like them?
I wouldn't buy them. I'm just
Okay, try
damn.
this one.
She get mad when I give you my rating. I wouldn't buy them.
Because you're gonna say that just to say it. What? Those are peanut. Peanut. Notice the color change too. See how these are not red, but they're pink?
Hey,
'Cause there's no red dye in them.
I wouldn't buy these either.
Really?
But one thing I can say though, I can really taste like real peanut butter.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't buy them though.
Peanut butter. There's peanut butter.
Peanut. Yeah, peanut. Yeah, peanut.
Just as a peanut
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
of it. Okay. This is Unreal. This is my favorite brand as far as what is in it. Now, those are dark chocolate, which is different.
Candy's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, that is fun. Those are great. Okay, but you didn't rate any of these out of 10.
I just told you I wouldn't buy them. Now I'm gonna rate them.
Okay.
Out of the 3,
What's your favorite?
my God.
That's for Brent's favorite too.
Shit. Out of the 3, Unreal is not in the top.
What?
I would take
The regulars?
these right here.
The ones that you made the most faces at?
Yeah, because I taste the real peanut.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the number? 1
Oh,
to 10.
I'll rate this a 6.
Okay.
I'll rate this one a 4,
Okay. Oh God.
and I'll rate Unreal
What?
a 2.
No.
Why you
Okay.
asked me mine?
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Gross. Don't do this at home, people. This test is not for.
Okay. This one's more fun. Trader Joe's Snickers and an Unreal Snickers.
Where's the real Snickers?
I technically do have a real Snickers,
I know.
but we're not going to do that. Okay.
Damn, it's gonna give me a sugar rush up in this joint.
Trader Joe's Snickers.
Okay, let me see the back.
What do you think? Are these good? I've never tried those.
The chocolate ain't chocolating for me.
Okay. Not chocolating.
What's in that shit that they sell? What's in this real Snickers
A
bar?
lot of crap. You want to see?
No, I don't need to see. Sit down. You're getting up too much.
Okay. This,
Whoa.
I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is my go-to candy bar. I don't eat candy hardly ever. This candy bar,
I don't want the whole damn thing, boo.
okay, just try it.
I'm gonna bite it.
This thing is good. And you know who else eats?
This is
eats
dark
them?
chocolate though.
Blakeland eats them.
I only like the milk chocolate.
Just, yeah, you're going to want more. That thing's
It's a
good.
payday.
That is a Snickers bar.
I'm gonna need a TV timeout with all this damn chocolate. TV timeout. Oh shit.
Just get this.
I'm gonna need a TV timeout with this
Okay,
shit.
rate them. Those are the only 2 Snickers.
I wouldn't get any of these.
What? Not really?
I want the real Snickers.
No.
But if I was to rate them, this one will be better
Mm-hmm.
than this one. And I'll give them this one a 7, this one a 5.
Yeah, that's a 10 for me. That one is delicious. Okay, the most.
This is like the girl that's a 5, but when she gets done up, she's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means exactly.
Of course.
Okay, Unreal and Trader Joe's. These were my favorite, like for a long time.
That's a lot of more chocolate, yo.
This is why I bought the big thing
Shit.
of it, because these things are good. Again, Trader Joe's ingredients.
These Reese's Pieces Buttercups.
Ingredients are not like not like great. The ingredients in Unreal is awesome as far as like candy.
Okay.
Okay. So Trader Joe's.
Shit. This is dark chocolate.
They're both going to be
You know I don't like dark chocolate.
dark chocolate's better for you. Sorry. I love some of that dark chocolate.
Oh, that's fire.
I
like
know.
that. I mean, I don't want to say fire, but it's good.
Okay, but hold that rating for this rating. You got to.
Shit.
Oh, come on, Mr. Candy King. Not that
I don't
serious.
eat that type of candy like that, though. It's about the same.
Okay. Which one would you have to pick? Notice the differences?
I would pick the one at Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll rank them a 7 and a 6. Nobody would get a high rating.
There's no one's higher than it.
But that Snickers bar that's from the real Snickers company, shit, that's a 10. I don't want to try any more candy. No, shit, no. I don't want to try no more candy.
Okay, for all you Almond Joy lovers, Unreal has it's an Almond Joy.
Almond Joy I like that candy a lot.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have an almond. I feel like it needs an almond really bad. I don't know why they didn't give the almond.
Is this the last piece?
This is the last piece.
Fudge.
I think there's only like a couple of ingredients in that. It's like coconut, dark chocolate. It's
I like this.
Right?
I want another bite of it, but.
Okay, rate it.
Can you tell me what the point of this?
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's healthy alternatives to the crap that when you sneak away from the house and tell me you're working.
We're not getting sponsored by these folks and we giving these people all this love.
Sponsored. We might.
Yeah, well, y'all better come on with the money.
Hello.
Shit, y'all better come on with the money. We over here putting y'all on our podcast. They need to come on with some money.
And here's the difference. I stress out when you bring home candies with all those dyes in them. Just FYI, if your kids like, I have them in the bag, but I didn't show them. If you like Sour Patch Kids, we buy those ones from Trader Joe's.
Those are fire from
Again,
Trader
they're
Joe's.
Nothing but sugar, basically, but
sugar cane though.
There's no dye in them, so at least you're doing something a little bit better. So I know that I cannot stop my kids from eating candy. They're going to eat it. But what I can do is give them better, not healthy necessarily, but better alternatives to the crap that our government feeds us.
So right now I'm having a sugar rush.
You are so ridiculous.
Blood sugar's through the roof right now.
Oh, but you can eat a full Snickers and not have a sugar rush?
No. It's a lot of peanuts. Pause. Pause on the peanuts.
You eat that whole Snickers bar?
Whoa. Never ate anything.
You ate that whole Snickers
Never
bar?
in life. Fun size. Pause.
You do not get a fun size. If you're sneaking out of the house to get Cheetos and Snickers, you're not getting fun size.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So that was her segment, her health kick.
You're welcome.
All them shits were
protein in your coffee and better choices of candies.
All right, let's get back to real potting. Shit, a candy break and a little government break on that one. How she doesn't like anything that we're getting fed.
Stand it.
She also wants to be on the board of what's getting fed to our kids at school. She wants to be a part of that. Whatever y'all have going on with that. Don't you?
Our kids just take their own lunches.
They do.
Because I'm not letting them eat that crap.
Facts. So you should probably try to get on the board of that.
I think there's like a lot. I would have to look into what's behind that, but I think that there's a lot behind that.
Okay.
Like it's not just per school. It's like government regulated. Michelle Obama did a lot of work on it.
And it wasn't good food.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all happened.
But that's here nor there. All right. Let's jump into lessons learned in our marriage from 2024. Let's jump into that. It's called Reflection of 2024.
Okay.
The question is, what have you learned from our marriage in 2024? Reflecting back, what would you say that you've learned being married in 2024?
I feel like these are unfair. Because you don't tell me these things before we get on here, and then I have to off the dome come up with.
Well, that's why our podcast is better than when people are sitting and they have time to think about stuff. These are all.
So ask me that one more time.
Like, what did you learn from our marriage in 2024? What would you say you have learned?
I feel like we are
Or like, what have you,
resilient.
okay. No, what have you learned? Not us, you.
Oh, me personally.
Yeah.
Uh, I've learned that your tone needs working
Okay.
on.
Oh, so we're talking about me.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay,
Are we
cool,
not?
cool, cool.
Okay. I've learned. Okay. What have I learned?
Yeah.
I have learned
Tell me this.
in
What
our
let me
marriage.
make it a little more simple for you
Okay.
because this seems like it's a little difficult for you to answer. Okay. What have you learned about yourself
There.
and your role in being married? Like, what have you learned about yourself in marriage in
Mm,
2024?
maybe that I'm resilient.
Hmm.
More resilient than I give myself credit for.
Nice.
Stronger than I give myself credit for.
I think you give yourself a lot of credit for being strong. Based on the two characters that you picked when we played the game, what characters would you have picked if you
Yeah,
were?
but like when you're talking about women being emotionally strong,
Hmm.
um, it's like a harder thing
Yeah.
because women are naturally more emotional.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that I am. I'm very strong. I I know that I didn't learn this just last year that my patience is lacking and I need to do better.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe I didn't learn that this year, but there are definitely some times where I'm like, should have been more patient, should have listened more or whatever
Okay.
to my kids, to you, to different things going on. But um I feel like resilient just keeps coming to mind. But I feel like not just for me, but for our marriage, and growth. Definitely if you look back on all the years, like the amount of growth we've done.
You. I don't want to care. We ain't talking about us. We're talking about what
I
you've
know, but
learned.
like my growth also revolves around the growth of my family.
Nice.
So like it's not just my personal growth. Yes, I do my own personal growing.
Hmm.
But most of my personal growing happened in like 2023 with with therapy and learning stuff about my childhood and working through that.
Okay.
So 2024 was more about, when I say strength, it's also like to overcome. We've talked about anxiety that I have, like
Hmm.
controlling it, controlling your mind thoughts. And I've done better this year.
Yeah.
I had like a couple of months, probably out of the month, where I was like, oh, I'm not doing well.
Hmm.
Um, but learning how to control your mind is definitely a difficult thing. So strength,
Okay.
resilience.
Awesome. I like it. So I feel like what I've learned in 2024 is I feel like I need to uh I needed well, I think I need to start learning how to limit my access to people.
Yeah.
Meaning that I feel like I give access to myself to way too many people. I'm accessible to way too many people.
Right.
Like my employees can reach me anytime. The restaurant owners can reach me anytime. My friends can reach me anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Family members can reach me anytime, and I will be there for them
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like sometimes giving people all that access to myself, it hinders me from having given my wife and my kids the most access. And I feel like sometimes I give all those people the access and I don't give my wife and my kids enough access. Because by the time I come home from my day and I've been giving everybody access to me, I just want to come home and not give access to anything type of
Right.
deal. So
Yeah.
I need to work. I feel like that's one thing I need to work on going into to 2025. And so what I've learned about myself in 2024 is I gave too many people access to me. And I'm just not saying I'm a people pleaser, but I do like to see people happy.
Right.
So not giving a lot of people access to myself. And that's just setting boundaries, things like that.
Yeah. Protecting your energy in a sense.
Facts.
That way you're not, yeah, absorbing all the other
Yeah,
people's things onto you and then you bringing that home because you're depleted.
for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
And I think I also need to work on honesty and transparency. With you, only because I feel like those are two different things
Yeah.
that people don't understand. And I'll explain what honesty and transparent mean. Meaning, honesty is like she can say she asked me a question. Hey, what are you doing? And I'll be like, and then I'll tell her the truth. Like, hey, I'm well, not I won't say tell the truth, but then I'll just tell her what I'm doing. I'm going to the gym, and then me and Trey about to go eat lunch. And I feel like knowing my wife longer now, she doesn't necessarily work better with the honesty part, meaning like me just telling what I'm doing. She works better with transparency, meaning like I call her, she calls me, hey babe, me and Trey just finished working out. I'm about to go to the gym. I'm about to go eat with Trey. We're gonna be at our regular spot. We're gonna go to the domain. We're gonna eat, blah, blah. That's transparency, different than honesty. When you have to ask the question and then I gotta tell you what I'm doing. Transparency is the part to where it's
You're giving
I'm
it.
just giving you hey, listen, I'm about to, me and Trey just finished working out. We're finna hit the domain up, finna go out, we're finna eat some food, and then I'll be home after that. Cause then now you know what's going on. Not saying that, being a man, I gotta tell you my everyday play by play, but
Right.
you work better off the transparency part than
For sure.
the transparency part where if you was to call me and I'm already eating and I'm be like, oh, I'm actually just eating with Trey. Like you
Yeah.
work better with me
Yeah.
telling you what the game plan is, and then instead of just when I'm already at the game plan telling you then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I think also some men get it in their head, like if I call and say, hey, what are you doing or what are you up to? I think a lot of people automatically are like, she just wants to know what I'm doing and where I'm going. But like some of that is just like conversation too.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I do want to know where you are, but not not for, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not for like any weird sneaky behaviors,
Yeah.
like mostly to know where my husband is. Like,
Mm.
if this world is a crazy world, like say something goes down, I need to know how close you are, like
Mm.
proximity, where some people like, so it is nice when you do just give it that way. It doesn't ever feel like I'm always like, where are you? What are you doing? That, cause
Mm.
I don't want to, that's weird too. Yeah. I don't know. I get that though.
Yeah. So it's honesty and transparency is two different things,
I
even
prefer
though
both.
I know, but not saying honesty and like tell the truth, but it's not, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying
Right.
honesty and transparency in the sense of the definition I gave it in,
Right.
not
Yeah,
in
yeah,
like
yeah.
stuff like that. All right. So you feel
What?
like 2024 was a good year of marriage for us?
Yeah.
Expound.
Huh?
Expound.
That's a good word.
Yeah. What? Expound. What do you mean? Explain. What are you talking about? Like,
Okay.
why do you feel like 2024 was a good
I
year of
just
marriage
said
for us?
because I think every year we grow.
Uh-huh.
And I think I mean, I'm going to call that a good year. I mean, I think overall we had a good year
Mhm.
growing. We started this thing. I think this is really cool for us and fun.
We talked the most on this thing. Well, we
Talked a
started
lot.
talking more from the
We did
podcast.
better on date nights this year.
Mhm.
I think our overall, our relationship this was a great year for us.
Okay, tell me this: out of 365 days in a year, how many times did we do that? You think?
That is wild.
No, it's something that I want to work
How in the
on
hell
to get
would
more
I
of.
know?
Well, what would you think?
364.
No, fuck. I mean, whoa, pause. I'm sorry on that because I'm working on my language. I'm working on not cussing anymore, people. So bear with me.
364.
No, for real. How many times you think? If you was just to
Okay, really honestly,
guesstimate
like
it.
325.
Come on, man. Like, why are we playing?
I have literally no idea.
Okay, let's do a little bit of math.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, there's 365.
Okay.
365. That's 12 months. How many times a month do you think we do it?
I'm not giving all these people information.
No, I'm just saying, what would you think? Because we need to be able to do better.
We do really well.
Whoa. This year we're
talking about this year.
No. I know we're hitting this motherfucker running. I'm sorry, cussing again. I'm sorry. We hit the ground running on this one.
Oh, you're talking about 2025.
2024.
4.
How many?
I still feel like we did great in 2024.
You think we did it 200 times?
Yeah. I
you-
don't know.
That's a lot.
What? Do the math. I can't math. How many times is that in a week? How many?
4 times a week. Yeah.
Okay, pay me now.
Okay. What's 2 times a week, B? 104 days. So listen, folks, if y'all break it down, there's 365 days in a year. If y'all are just doing it 2 times a week, married couples or not married couples, if you're just doing it 2 times a week, that's 104 days out of the year.
That's great.
If you're doing it 200 times,
that's great.
You're in the four days a week mark. If we're not in the 200-day mark, I don't want to be there. Not like in a relationship. Like y'all should be trying to strike a pose in that 200 least.
Should we start a Instagram group 200 to 200 marker?
Yes. Yes, we need to make sure. Listen, all
And
you
see
married,
how happy the men
all you
are.
married men out there, all you married dudes out there with kids and everything, we understand wives, they get tired. We understand all that. They got to work. They got to take care of the kids.
Well,
But y'all should shoot for 200 days this year out of
which
365.
means men, make sure the
Date night.
emotional needs
Get
of
the
that
connection
woman
there.
is met.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to keep a calendar for me and her. And I'm going to insight. I'll give y'all monthly updates.
The hell
where
he
we at. Because
will. No, he won't.
we're gonna shoot for the 200. I'm gonna
We
give
are
y'all
not updating people on how
quarterly.
many times
No, we're gonna give them quarterly.
we do the deed.
No, we're not gonna tell them how many. We're gonna give them quarterly updates.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, what?
Listen, if we hit it, we hit it.
Oh, we're gonna let y'all know if we hit it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you quarterly updates.
My
Follow the
God.
story. I'm gonna give y'all quarterly updates. Shoot for 200 times. 200 times in 365 days.
That's
y'all are
4
doing
times
it
a
4
week?
times a week.
They say every other day is what you should be doing.
That's 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learned that from a dental hygienist that I used to
give you a
work
little
with.
break from. All right.
Oh my God.
Try to shoot that goal. We're finna jump in because we're slowing down the progress. Let's jump into these voice messages. Bear with us, y'all. This is our first time doing this. We got a couple of voice messages came through.
We need more.
We need
more
way
messages.
But I mean, we can't tackle them all. We're only gonna tackle 2 today, but we need more. We're gonna jump into them. We're gonna answer them. Let's roll with it, B.
Okay.
Here's the first one.
Hi. I was separated with my wife for coming up to 4 years. We are officially still married. She refuses to sign the divorce. I have full custody of our 15-year-old. We have a very good relationship. In fact, for the last 4 years, she's still the same woman and only woman I am sleeping with. Even though the reason we split up is because I was cheating on her. I have become very remorseful for it and would do anything to be back with her. But she says she does not want to be married. And yet we still together. She'll sometimes spend nights at the house. And it really makes my son happy. I want to be married to her, and I feel I could put in the work. But she says she doesn't want to be married. What do I do? Do I continue the way this is? I know it's unhealthy, but it's also healthy for our son because he sees me and his mom getting along so well. Because I'm hoping and holding on and praying that our marriage can be restored.
Before we jump into it, because that's a very serious topic, I wanted to know what he was watching on TV. I thought it was Home Alone. I didn't know what was going in the background. Who'd you thought it was?
I wasn't
You weren't paying
listening to
attention?
that.
Okay,
I was paying attention to what he was saying.
Okay, I'll let you start.
Of course.
Oh, you want me to start?
So here's I'll be like frank. It's like shit or get off the pot. That's how I feel about
With
it.
her?
With her.
Okay.
I feel like she's now using him in a sense. That's not really fair for him.
Okay.
If you don't want to be with him, stop playing house, sign the divorce papers and let him move on. Because it sounds like, yes, he messed up. He's tried to prove to you, and from what he's saying, he has proven over the last 4 years that he has changed and he, wants to be there for you and y'all's child and so in my opinion, she needs to say, okay, let's do this thing, or this is not going to work. And I now want to go party and do my own thing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get both. You shouldn't get him coming over, staying the night, confusing your kid, not knowing if y'all are going to get back together or not get back
She's
together.
staying night over his place.
Yes.
He has full custody of the kid.
Which again, to me is confusing for that kid. You're playing house at this moment. In my that's how it looks like to me. Like, yeah, y'all used to be married. Well, I guess
they're still married.
They're still married,
Yeah.
but you're separated for 4 years and you're playing this toggle game back and forth, not making definitive plans on what you want to do with your family. And then people are in limbo, not knowing what to do with their emotions, and that's not fair.
So what advice would you give him?
I would tell him to tell her to shit or get off the pot. I would say either you're going to be with me and we're going to be married, or I'm done. And this coming over and keeping me emotionally attached to you while you go out and do your own thing is not happening anymore.
Yeah.
So do an ultimatum.
I don't know if it's a do an ultimatum situation. I think it's more of a if y'all are going to be together, definitely maybe go to counseling. You got to recommend some things. It can't be like, hey, listen, it's all or nothing. Shit, get off the pot. I don't think it can be straightforward as that, because
I'm not
it's
saying
been some
don't do
things that
therapy.
happened.
Okay,
He
you're
messed
right.
up, and there's
Yeah.
been some things that happened. And of course, I don't know if she's like stringing him along because she won't sign the divorce papers. You know what I'm saying? He obviously, they already
Which
filed
to me
for it.
means you're stringing him along.
True.
If you don't want to be with him, then divorce him. If you do, then put in the work. I wasn't saying don't put in the work.
Yeah.
Then put in the work, but it doesn't take 4 years to put in that work. Like,
Nah.
figure out what you want to do. If
Yeah.
you're going to put in the work to be with this man and be with this man, then be with the man. Like, move back in, be a family, and you're married.
Mm.
If you don't want to do that, then you need to move on.
So it's kind of like she's getting her cake and ice cream
That's
too.
what it feels
she can
like.
go out with the girls, you know,
Mhm.
hang out with the young girls every
And
once
she
in a while.
still
And then
has
she can
him
still
on
come
her
home
line.
and, you know, whenever it's time to play house or be with the, you know, with the kids.
She
and,
still has her family. She
Yeah.
doesn't have to worry about a stepmom coming in right now.
Yeah.
Like, it feels very one-sided and selfish from her end.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like to me.
Mm.
Now, again, this is one perspective. We only have his view,
Yeah.
and you know, whatever. But that's what it feels like.
And we
from
never recommend any divorce, and we don't believe
My
in
recommendation was like,
Yeah.
go to therapy, figure it out, get her back in the house, and stop.
We don't want to see anybody ever get divorced.
No.
We feel like things should be worked out. Of course, unless there's some physical abuse going on, then, you know what I'm saying, those type of deals, sexual abuse, physical abuse, you know, those type of things. But we never will recommend anybody to get a divorce. We always think that, you know, you should be able to work that out. You know, whether it's getting a little bit of spiritual counseling going on, or whether y'all go see a therapist or anything like that. We think that that's always better for y'all individually and y'all as a family.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we do recommend that.
Hope that helps.
Yeah.
Thank you for leaving a voicemail. That's
We
good.
do. We got one more. Let's jump into the second one.
Hey, Dre. I'm a brother myself, man. And I have a white wife as well. Whenever it comes to you bringing your family out to dinner and you notice or pick up on some mistreatment because your family is interracial, do you speak on it right away, or do you just let it pass for the sake of your family and not wanting to, I guess, ruin dinner or ruin that moment?
All right. So, yeah, man, let me tell you something. I'm always about that action. Like, I mean, I'm gonna give you some bad advice first, because I don't want to say bad advice. Listen, I'm always about that action. Like, one thing I don't play about is my family, my kids, my wife, anything like that. I'm always 1,000% about that action. So if it's anywhere, any way that I feel uncomfortable, or if I feel like it's any disrespect, I'm about that action. Matter of fact, my wife is about that action a little bit more than me. Meaning, like, if anybody was to be staring at us, she would do the stare back, eye to eye contact. We used to live in Midland / Odessa area, and it's not a lot of black folks out there. We used to go eat and people stare at us all the time. My wife is giving if a lady is looking at us, she is eye contact with the lady. Like, boom, eye to eye. Like, what the hell you looking at type deal. So my wife is about that action too. I don't know if that's good advice, saying that we both about that action, but I'm saying that we're not gonna tolerate no disrespect. If they just looking, cool, they can look all day. We ain't gonna tolerate no disrespect. We ain't gonna tolerate no name calling. We ain't gonna tolerate no bullying. We ain't gonna tolerate none of that. That's what we're not gonna tolerate.
Right.
And then we also are gonna school our kids on what's going on what's happening, so they'll know. I mean, it's
ignorance.
We're not, we understand that, people behave the way they're gonna behave. We understand how those things go. But we're not gonna take no disrespect, meaning that we're not gonna take nobody disrespecting us. But if they're just looking, we're gonna let them look. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna enjoy our meal. We're gonna kiss. We're gonna hold hands.
Make them
We're gonna make them feel. We're gonna make them feel awkward more than they make us feel uncomfortable. We're just gonna show the love that we have between ourselves. And man, that's just what it is, man. It's gonna be people like that in the world, man. It's gonna be situations where you're gonna run into that all the time, man. Just stay calm, stay composed. Don't let them disrespect you in any way. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect my wife or my kids. We haven't had any cases to where it was some blatant disrespect
where it needed to be escalated.
Where it needed to be escalated, where I had to do anything like that. But we had people stare, and we just.
But lately, we've just have people like you would think would be the ones that would stare at us, like telling us how beautiful our family is. And granted, it depends on where you're living and like what's going on. But like where we are, we're super fortunate. Like I feel like we very rarely have people look at us weirdly or make us feel uncomfortable. And like I said, the last few times we've gone even to like these little small towns, and you can walk into the little diner, and you're like,
and listen, I might have judged dude judged him early.
The last guy that just said this to us this weekend,
older white dude, man, had the whisker twisted on his mustache, had on the cowboy boots, had on the whole shirt tucked in, looked like he could have been waving that flag in the air type of deal. And he was like, man, your daughters are beautiful. Y'all got a beautiful family. I never would have thought he would have said that. And he was a nice dude, man. And man, so like I said, don't let anybody disrespect you or your family. Always protect your family. But if it's just stares and things like that, people just staring at you, man, let them stare.
And
hold your wife's hand. Hold your daughters and sons a little bit closer. Let them know that y'all are unit, y'all tight, and y'all family.
Yeah, and maybe, and you never know why they're staring. Maybe they're staring because they think y'all are beautiful. Maybe they're staring because they see y'all are a unit and working together.
Yeah.
Because we've also had compliments on how well behaved our kids are. Like, I've noticed people will be watching us sometimes, and I'm like, oh, what, but they'll come over later and be like, your kids are so well behaved. And you're like, okay, thank you. So you don't really know the reason for their staring. So unless it's like an obvious, like, offense that they're doing, or like just, then I would try to just have a good time with your family and not do anything crazy. Don't hit anybody over the head with the bottle for those moments.
Unless you got to.
Unless you have to.
All right. Let's close it out, man. Last thing.
Please,
I
gotta go get the kids.
Okay. Let's hit this last segment up real quick. It's about faith and intentionality, about praying. Yeah. Since you've been doing a lot of praying lately, and we are a God-fearing family. We don't play no games about that. If to each their own. If you don't pray, or if you don't believe in the God, do your thing. So, is there anything that you've been praying for this year that you?
Well, like I always, I always pray for our family. I pray for you. I pray for our kids. But for me, if we're talking about like me personally, yes, I don't pray for patience, because I was been taught not to pray for
Never
patience.
pray for patience, people. Don't do it.
But I've been praying for gentleness for myself.
Okay.
To be more gentle, and to be more to listen and not respond first.
Yeah.
So I've been asking and talking about that.
For sure. And I think when you're praying, folks, make sure your prayer is intentional. Make sure you're praying about something that that makes sense for you. So I've been praying for my business to continue to grow, and for it to flourish, and for it to just, do the things. And when I say that he's been answering my prayers, business is booming right now. I'm talking about through the roof, so much so that I'm now in a couple of weeks, I'll be getting into some office space. I'll be hiring an assistant. Like it's rolling, and plus all my employees I have. But what I mean by intentional, I pray for all this, right? Not preparing though. Sometimes when you pray, you got to prepare for as if he's going to answer that prayer.
Right.
So I was praying about these things, about the business growing, about me doing this, about me doing that, but I wasn't preparing for it. Right. When I should have been already preparing to get office, when I should have been preparing, I was already talking, I need to get this, I need to get this, but I wasn't doing the steps that need to be taken. And now that the shit is booming, I'm playing catch up to the prayer that I asked for.
Yeah.
So, I think that prayer is powerful. I think you need to pray with your family, with your wife and your kids, all those good things like that, man. So if y'all have a prayer, make sure y'all doing it intentionally, and make sure y'all doing it right. Don't pray for patience. Telling you now. All right, closing out. Final thoughts, Jenni. What you got?
I ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Well, tell us how you can do the messages thing. Tell us about that. How can people do that?
Go to our website,
Uh-huh.
click on Contact Us.
Yep.
And you can record a voicemail,
Whoa.
send it to us,
Whoa.
and we will play it on the air. So if you do not want your voice played on air, this is probably not the best for you. You should just DM us with your questions.
Yeah.
But more voicemails would be great. We can answer any questions.
For sure.
Website, coffeewithjennyandDre.com.
Yep. Yep.
www.
Yep.
For all that. Contact us.
Contact us. This is episode 47. This is Coffee with Jenni and Dre, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.